Can you do me a favor and raise your hand if you ever smoke weed?
No.
I'm just kidding. I mean, if you guys already know, marijuana is legally considered a Schedule I psychedelic, very dangerous drug. But there's 23 states in the United States that have it legal for medical use. And it also includes 4 states that have it legalized recreationally, and including Washington, the District of Columbia. In the upcoming slides, I'll be talking to you about what marijuana is and why it should be legalized recreationally nationwide. Alright, so what is marijuana? Well, marijuana was a term brought to the United States by Mexican immigrants in the early 1900s. Its actual scientific name is called cannabis, which comes from the cannabis sativa plant. There are various ways to an individual can consume this herb. One way, you can use it as an ingredient in cooking. Like, people tend to make butter and use it in their cooking. You can buy cream, which you can rub it on your skin, and your body absorbs the cream. You can vaporize it or smoke it. And tincture is basically like these little eye drop things. You put it under your tongue, and you can get the effects of the plant. And a scientific study by Times Magazine proved that even the harshest way of smoking it, the harshest way of ingesting, which is by smoking, didn't hurt anybody's lungs, in the study. It actually showed that their lungs improved by 2%. Okay, there's many types of marijuana. And there are 2 factors that go into play, which is basically what the strain type, if it's an indica, sativa, or hybrid. I will talk to you about that right now. And THC and the CBD levels. Basically, indica it calms the body and mind, which is good for individuals suffering from body aches or have trouble sleeping. And sativa, it energizes the body and stimulates the mind. The THC compound is responsible for the high an individual gets after consumption. Meanwhile, the CBD is a compound which is non-psychoactive and has significant medical benefits. To list you a few, it can ease the symptoms of epilepsy, anxiety, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, nausea, and even cancer. Cancer patients they ingest marijuana all the time to feel better. Comparing to other substances like alcohol and tobacco, marijuana has no recorded deaths at all directly linked to it. And I'm not counting those DUI deaths where someone gets high and starts driving. There's 33 million deaths per year linked with alcohol poisoning, and 58 million deaths from tobacco use. For those of you who might say that marijuana is very addictive, just think about this. We have alcohol and tobacco legalized, and people use it recreationally, but they're so addicting and dangerous. And chocolate can be addicting too. Some reasons why it should be legalized nationwide is it's not dangerous. There's no negative permanent effects on the brain or the body. There might be some temporary things like short-term memory loss or stuff like that, but usually people smoke it to or ingest it to relax. And yeah, they can also do it recreationally with no harm. There's no deaths, and there was a study in Colorado, which is one of the 4 states to legalize recreationally. It decreased crime. I think it was 9%. There was a large tax revenue which goes directly to schools around the area. So right now they raise about $10 million through taxing cannabis, and they have this goal. Once it reaches 40 million, they're gonna build a middle school, and it's gonna be fully armed with all the tables and everything, and it's gonna be armed with security as well because of the recently mass shootings. They want to keep the kids safe. Also, legalizing it recreationally, it leads to the opening of clinics where people could buy the herb, and getting people to work there, so it opens up new jobs. And I laid out some key points of why it should be legalized, and let me just show you some people who have used marijuana. There's Bill Gates. I would have put the quotes, but I don't know, I guess I don't have the time. But our President of the United States has smoked weed. There's a video of him admitting that. He was like, that's the point. And there's Arnold Schwarzenegger, the world's like strongest bodybuilder. Well, he used to be like the best bodybuilder. Bill Clinton, one of the Supreme Justices. yeah, Oprah. Thank you for your time.
Ooh, you said.